Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all so much for stopping by the live stream again today. Really appreciate it. Shout out to the NTZ crew. Jacob Chanje, I know Michael Beat Your Life should be on here. Thank y'all so much for everything y'all do for the channel, man. Y'all been around ever since I started, just about. Shout out to my fourth quarter members. Here's a new fourth quarter member. Welcome, Richard Green. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. What's up, Jeffrey Tatter? There's Jacob Chanje. Thank you, brother. Don Ridgeway, Roger Walker, Angelo. What's up, guys? Thank y'all so much. Appreciate y'all support, man. All my old heads, there's the Alpha Genius. I saw you on here, man. You on here all the time. You the first one. Who else is on here? Highwayman, Kevin Warren. Any new viewers and subscribers? There's I Love LaChine. On here for the first time joining us. Welcome. Anybody catching this on replay? I really appreciate it, man. The peso is 55.76. It won't even reach 56, man. I'm trying to push it back up, man, but it's not working. But I'll take that, man. I'm not going to complain. As long as it's over 50, but I've been spoiled so long, man. Hell, it had gotten up to damn near 60 before. So to see it at 55, man, seems like I'm kind of ungrateful, but really I'm not. You know, we always have a topic, man, but this is always your live stream. I say it all the time, but I really mean it. Whatever you want to talk to, put it over here, and if I can get to it, I will. What's up, Cisco? He said, yeah, back in San Carlos, man, I feel good. I feel great. That's the name of it. It's great to be back. Life is good. I mean, it really is. I wanted to kiss the ground. He said, hello, Jack Morgan, RLP 2.0 just did a reactionary video on You Never Should Have Come Back. I actually saw that. YouTube, notified me. And, I like when people do it like what he did. He showed some class. He wasn't trolling me or anything like that. And, hell, he must got a pretty good following because, hell, the video, see, I believe I'm shadow banned because imagine I've got more subscribers than him. And, hell, he had almost 2,000 views on that video in the first 25 minutes. I'm like, well, how can he do that reacting to my video when I put out the regular video and don't get those kind of numbers? But thank you, 65 Kevin Lee. Yeah, I like when people do things like that. What's up, Confident Voice Speak? He said, I'm back in the province from Angeles City. I'm in the gym now. I'm gonna work out today. I just came off my walk. I did 7,000 steps, but that's because it's kind of raining, man. And so I didn't want to do my 10,000 and end up getting sick. But now the sun's coming out. As a matter of fact, somebody's bought that house next door to me. It's a lot going on, man. Another house was finished up the street. Then they're building a big, gigantic house right here, right behind me. I believe it's a German. Thank you, C-Dub. I appreciate it. But, yeah, we're going to talk about that. But I want to talk about something. I did the video yesterday that, it's become so easy for women to cheat us online that it's like shooting fish in a barrel. That's what we say about dating over here. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Well, the people who are intent on cheating us over here, they're saying the same thing. They're saying it's just too easy scamming these foreigners out of their money. The woman that cheated the man out of 1.5 million. Imagine she had the nerve to ask him for 2.4 million. She had gained that much confidence. She must have said to herself, wow, it's just too easy. I mean, because that's a fortune over here. That's like giving a woman in America 1.5 million. I'm not talking about the exchange rate. Talking about the degree of difficulty for a woman in America to come up with 1.5 million, the same degree of difficulty it would take the typical Filipino, that woman, by the way, who's a call center, to come up with 1.5 million pesos. You know, I'm saying this, guys, listen, because you're not listening. It's like we can't tell you anything. We've been there and done that. Saying no in the beginning is easy, in the beginning, when you shouldn't be saying yes in the first place. You got no business saying yes so early into the relationship. Because once you establish the relationship, guys, that's all you're going to be saying is yes. That's all she's going to be saying is yes. These relationships are built on yes. They're not built on no. But it's easy to say no to a stranger. She's a stranger. Don't feel obligated to help anybody over here, man. And that's the problem. We feel obligated. We feel responsible. There's no reason to do that, no matter how bad it seems. Because you're going to see some bad stuff over here. But that's not your fault. You had nothing to do with that. It's not online dating. It's online chatting. They call it online dating. They use these words, man, to kind of, it's psychological. To get you thinking that you're really on a damn date, man. No, you're online. All you're trying to do is get to know the young lady. That's all you're doing with that. You shouldn't even be going any further than that. But they want to take it further. Oh, you're my boyfriend. He's my fiance and all of that. And you buy into it. Now you feel responsible. But look, guys, it's 2025. Hell, it's May 2025. We got to cut that shit out, man. There's no way you should be giving that kind of money. He says currency exchange rates are falling in other currencies. Yeah, and you know why, man. You know why, guys. Okay. He said, has anything changed? Yeah, it's expensive as hell. But I didn't get the welcome that I thought I was going to get in America. But I got it here when I got back after 7 weeks. I've been gone over 6 years, 6 years and 3 months to the day when I got back to America. It was basically like, oh, okay, they had a dinner for me and that was it. He said, you look more relaxed now, brother. I am, man. I am. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But, yeah, we got to quit giving away our money so easily. We make it easy to become victims over here. But something else I wanted to kind of talk about is in the news right now that happened in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm pretty sure y'all have heard of it. They're calling it an eye for an eye. An 18-year-old man was killed by police. Okay? And so his father, after seeing the tape, went out the next day and ran over a sheriff's deputy and killed him. And they're calling it an eye for an eye. I don't advocate this stuff because due process was not given in either one of these cases. Okay? The young man got killed by the police. I mean, these police, man, trust me. There's a video going around. It's a white guy. He's got a gun. They're saying, hey, stop. Put the gun down. Then this young guy, he's running away. The gun was not fired. The police, in 6 seconds, the chief of police said, they gunned the man down. Okay? We can't tell the father how to feel about that. Okay? That's a crime of passion. Okay? Y'all don't understand. See, I understand that man's mindset because that's what I was telling y'all. I was this close to doing the same thing when them cocksuckers ran in my house by mistake and terrorized my family. The daughter I was staying with, she's 22 now. She was 1 year old when they did it. They had the AR-15s on her. I mean, I lost it. If I had a gun, I wouldn't be here right now, guys. I was hell-bent on revenge. The only reason I didn't do anything because I didn't have a gun. I've never owned a gun. So it gave me time to cool down. But I was going to take out somebody for what they did to my family. So that's what he did. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right at all. But I can understand his mindset, guys. I can understand it. Hey, what's up, MK Mobile? I don't know what's going on with my... Oh, okay, it's clear again. He said, mobile gaming in the Philippines. He said, praise God you made it back. Yeah, thanks, man. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. You know, but if this sort of stuff starts happening more often, I believe police will stop shooting and killing black folks. Okay? Because, see, this is people's worst nightmare. That black people are going to start fighting back. Hell, black men only make up 6% of the U.S. population over there. I don't know why they fear us so much. It's such a tiny percentage of the population. And we don't do anything anyway to nobody but ourselves. But I think that's the problem. You know, maybe they think, oh, this is our worst nightmare. They're going to start fighting back. So this guy, I'm pretty sure they're going to give him the death penalty. Because I feel sorry for the, you know, the sheriff's deputy was basically directing traffic at a, you know, a graduation or commencement or something, some type of ceremony. The guy just came out of nowhere and ran him over and killed him. Hey, Cisco, he said, Cal, did you traffic 50 kilos of Cetaphil back with you? No, but I did bring some Cetaphil back for Booby, and I bought some Cetaphil soap, which, by the way, is good, man, because a lot of times when I take a shower in the, you know, the water's hard here in Margarita Village. It's got a lot of chemicals in it. And I don't care what soap you use, man, your skin will feel dry. But when I use that Cetaphil today, I didn't get that. He says, would you say you should have a baby with a Filipino to secure your stay in the Philippines? Since it seems like that's the only thing that saved you. Well, it's not really the only thing that saved me. The thing that saved me is I'm innocent. Okay? I didn't do anything wrong. It was when I told them that I had a daughter here that they started listening. You know, this is a family-oriented country. It really is. They don't want to see you separated from your children and all of that. Okay? That's not the only thing that saved me. These charges are unsubstantiated. They're false. It's in the system where they've done this to me before. But that's not the only thing that saved me. The fact that I haven't done anything. Look, guys, I don't even have a police record. I've never been in trouble in America. And I'm 60. I'll be 62 this month. So, you know, why would I come over here and get in trouble? I've never got in trouble here at all. Nothing that even resembles trouble. Why would I do that? I know better, man. You know. Oh, man, Booby was so happy, man. She's still happy. But, yeah, they gave me a hero's welcome when I got back here to the Philippines. The tricycle, these people knew I was gone, man. It's impressive to me. I'm talking about people that I didn't even know was paying attention. I did my walk today, and the people came out of the hardware store. They was like, welcome back. I was shocked. This is today. Yeah, they gave me a hero's welcome. Well, I'm on my computer, and I've got a new camera which has a built-in microphone. But I'd rather have this use my my laptop than that little bitty phone. It's so much easier, guys, to handle. But something else I want to talk about real quick before I get to my you know, what happened to me. Hey, Doubtful Genius, thank you for that super sticker. I appreciate your support, man. I mean, I really do. Thank you, Confident Voice Speaks, for that super chat. I appreciate your support, man. I met this guy before. He's a real good guy. He's a real deal. He said, keep doing what you're doing, Unc. You help a lot of people. When are you planning on doing your meet and greet? Probably the last of this month. Probably sometime around my birthday. He said, vlogging isn't for everyone. I'd much rather stay under the radar as much as possible. Well, most people do stay under the radar, Thomas Marshall. Okay? Everybody that has a YouTube channel doesn't get trolled. I mean, it would be only your good luck that you showed up on the radar and people trolled you. You would have to be successful, wildly successful, and outspoken for people to come after you the way they come after me. 99% of people that got videos or channels over here is crickets. Okay? They don't even know they exist. So no, you would be under the radar. That's what I told the guy today. But here's the thing. We can't let them win. We got to tell our stories. Who the hell are they? You know, you're on the radar. This is the reason why I see a lot of black vloggers over here. I don't have no respect for them. Because they tiptoe around here. They're afraid to tell their story because they see what happens to me and other people. And they're afraid. I don't want these people on my case. What were you doing? Okay? You're not doing anything wrong. You're not doing anything wrong at all. I'm not going to let them win. I'm not going to let them silence me for nothing. Okay? Our stories have to be told too, Thomas. Hey, Cisco, thank you so much, man, for your support. I really appreciate it. He said, I know it's not until next week, Cal, but congratulations on another year sober. Welcome home, brother. Man, thank you. Yeah, May the 13th. Tuesday, as a matter of fact. Man, thank you. That's my greatest accomplishment. Okay? I've never done anything greater than that. Now, I ain't talking about outside of having my children and all that. It's getting sober and staying sober. He said if you didn't have a YouTube channel, no one would pay you any man. No, you got a YouTube channel, Frank. If you're on this live stream right now, you have a YouTube channel. This is what you don't understand. I've got a popular YouTube channel, and I'm outspoken. And, you know, for whatever reason, people hate on me. You got to ask them. I don't bother anybody. You know, but they're not going to silence me. They're not going to win. Okay? And just because I have a YouTube channel doesn't give them permission to cross the line. Trolling is one thing, but filing false allegations is something totally different, man. You know? But this is why I look, guys. I respect other people's channels. I watch them, but I never comment. Because I know I'm going to bring heat to people's channels, so I don't do it. So they're scared to death of coming on my channel. Remember I told you, y'all talking about, hey, why don't you collab with this and collab with that? They scared to death of me because they know that the haters is, you know, circle the wagons on my channel. I'm not afraid of them. I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. They know where I am. He said, yeah, I have a channel that no one watches, but I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, see? Here's the thing, guys. Everybody has a YouTube channel. Okay? But I'm not going to stop being who I am because a few people don't like it. The bigger you are, the more supporters you have, but of course you're going to have more haters. They just validate my success. That's all it is. They're the biggest supporters. They watch every video of mine. Imagine that. I told you the guy watches my videos every day. He's watching my live stream right now. That clown up in Subic Bay. Okay? He's already wrote me today. Okay? He's already wrote me today. He's watching me right now. He's going to watch my whole 2 hours I'm going to be on here. He's going to be sitting there watching me, hoping that I say something that he can turn over to the authorities or whatever. Okay? But when I have my meet and greet in Subic Bay, he's invited to come. Everybody's invited. Because I don't even know the guy. He could show up at my YouTube, at my meet and greet. I wouldn't know who he is. Hey, Philippine addicts, welcome to the live stream. This is one of the only live streams I can actually watch from beginning to the end. He said, so right, Cal. Yeah, I'm not going to let them silence me. You know, people are so afraid to tell their story because that's all I'm doing is telling my story. You know, I didn't get away from topics and stuff. And listen, anybody's been watching me knows my channel's tame compared to these channels out here. Why they're picking on me is obvious. Okay, because I've gained some traction. But hell, my channel, you don't see me with a microphone stuck up in some Filipino's face asking her, does she like it from the back and all that stuff? And then you got Filipino channels on here basically selling their sisters to these weirdos watching us. Okay, but they get a pass. Anything I say, they're going to misinterpret it. Oh, he's, what do they call it? A culture vulture. No, I'm not. I just tell you my story over here. That's all I'm saying. What's up, Clinton Dow? Yeah, it's just who I am, Clinton. You know, I just can't let them win. You know, I don't hide from anybody. I'm all over the place. Now, I don't know who it is. You know, I really don't know who it is, and I don't care. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But my channel's tame, man. You got vloggers who have their woman in bikinis right next to them while they talking to y'all. They get a pass, though. They get a damn pass. This guy's, you're talking about, I don't even mention his name, but y'all know who he is. He seen me. I be in IT Park all the time. I'm pretty sure he seen me. He won't come up on me, man. He don't want no trouble. He don't want that. Okay? Because I'm in the best shape of my life. He don't want none of me. I tell him that right now. So he can make all them videos all he wants. But it's the fake charges I don't like. They're not gonna run me off. You know. Now, one blogger, after all the trouble I even went through 3 years ago, even now, has shown me support over here. Okay? Don't you think if somebody really was put through the ringer, we're a YouTube community over here. Wouldn't somebody say, hey, man, you know, I'm sorry we went through that. Whatever I can do, whatever it is. Crickets. They're scared to death that somebody's going to target them. I'll be damned. I'm not afraid. They're scared to death. Yeah, you ain't really popping. You're not really doing anything. Hey, Sonny D, thanks for that super chat. He said, let me go to Subic Bay and handle their business for you, big cat. No, we don't want any problems. Okay? It's just that I don't know these people. I mean, how sick can you be when, you know how many people I watch on YouTube, and a lot of them I don't agree with, but I keep scrolling, Sonny D. I don't write them long emails, and I don't put, you know, stupid comments under the videos or anything like that and file false charges. I just keep going. That's what a rational minded person would do. Okay, but some people, they're so weak, it gives them power to be invisible like that and, you know, type in some charges and send it to immigration, knowing that the people are going to say, let's see, what is this? Well, I don't know why it should blow your mind. This is the Philippines, man. You know, the reputation that goes on over here. All that sick stuff goes on over here. And they've got people on the front line fighting it. They can't just let that stuff go. He said it just blows my mind that the Philippine NBI immigration don't do their jobs and ignore baseless, faceless internet accusations without actually identifying an actual person that made the claims. Well, see, that's the thing, though. When it comes in front of them, they're going to have to address it. Okay? Because the one time that they don't address it, they're going to let somebody slip through the cracks. I applaud them for that. Okay? You know, because all that crazy stuff does go on over here. You know, my thing is bring them people out of the woodwork. Okay, at least in America, you got the right to confront your accuser. You know, because people was like, oh, Tim K, and everybody went through that. No, they didn't. At least Tim K knew who his accusers were. You know, they're fighting each other back and forth. That would give him some peace of mind. You know. Oh, absolutely, I'm enjoying my time. Man, the minute that all that was over with, and I was able to go down and get my luggage and get out into that heat, you know, and you get that aroma that's 100% the Philippines, man. I was like, wow, I'm back, you know. And I wasn't even going to talk about it. Y'all see, I'm just not talking about it. But after talking with Merlin, you know, I was like, I got to let people know this. You know, I want to tell you. I don't want somebody else telling you. But there's a reason why I don't collab with a lot of people, because they really don't support me. Well, I want to support them when I'm getting put through the ringer. It's crickets. They're scared to death to have me on their channel anyway, because they know I'm going to bring the heat that they're afraid of. And they've done nothing wrong. Make that make sense to me. No, I'm sorry. I don't spend a whole lot of time. I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about them. Okay? I'm not ranting. You guys say this stuff because you don't have to go through it. I stand up and go through the stuff for the people coming behind me. I'm not always going to be on YouTube. There's got to be somebody that's going to stand up and tell their story over here instead of people coming over here, you know, with all the sugary stuff that they put out there that don't help anybody. They're not getting any views that people can't relate to. I'm not ranting. I'm telling you that I'm upset about that after all this time on YouTube, because people like y'all like that stuff, Angelo. You like clicking on it. Oh, what they got to say about Calvin today? Knowing I ain't done nothing. I done slept in your house before. Was 1 peso missing? Have I ever asked you for anything? Nothing. So yeah, I've got to be able to clear a path for the people coming behind me. I can't get one damn interview. People are scared to death. Yeah, I don't even have trolls. I got stalkers. Okay? They gone beyond being trolls. I can deal with trolls. That's nothing. Then you got people making 10, 15-minute videos about you, spewing all that hate, you know, and you got even black vloggers on here putting my family and my kids on their thumbnails and in their in their videos, and y'all click on the stuff. Knowing they know where I am, they would never say anything to me in person. You know. So yeah. Yeah, I'm humble over here, man. It's not Filipinos. Filipinos love me. That's the difference between me and these other vloggers. If Old Dog New Tricks came to San Carlos City, they wouldn't know who he was. But if I go to Dumaguete, Filipinos know who I am. If Gio came from Bacolod and came here, they wouldn't know who he is. If I go to Bacolod, they know who I am. They know who I am all over the Philippines because of the good work I do. Okay? That's what separates me from the rest of these vloggers. They're known by the foreigners. Filipinos don't know them because they're not doing anything really. I give it to Old Dog and them. They got a group down there. They do a lot of charitable work and stuff like that. it's crazy, but he says, I could not even imagine what it must have felt like having to consider the idea of not being able to see your family again. See, these are weak-minded people, okay? They get a kick out of that. Okay, we're going to stop him from getting into the Philippines. I'm going to do it, right? Not even realizing the consequences. They don't realize that the universe is watching. The universe is always watching. They're going to get it. Excuse me. But you have to understand something. The Filipinos aren't stupid. Okay? Just like they read the accusations, they're going to investigate. They're going to look at your channel. They're going to look at your YouTube and Facebook and all that. They're going to ask the right questions. Okay? And then they're going to come to the conclusion. They know I'm not a threat, man. Look, I was over here. It's like I told the man. I said, okay, I was over here for 3 years. Every 2 months I went to immigration. There's no problem. I've never been in trouble in the Philippines at all, period, end of story. These people waited till I left the country to start that stuff. Okay, knowing I was coming back. But that's why these people don't want to come on my channel. They don't want me. I applaud the people who let me interview them because it's important that we get somebody else's point of view, somebody else's perspective. All the other channels do it. Yeah, that's all we're doing. See, there's no way these channels should be thriving. They should be cut off at the knees. But we like that gossip and stuff like that. It's just human nature. But they're not going to stop me. They're jealous, man. I'm living the best life. Man, like I said, it's great to be back. Life is good. Really, life is great. And they hate to see that. I met Gio the other night. It was, let's see, what's tonight? What's today? Tuesday? So it must have been Sunday. I met Gio. I walked into Cafe Bob's, the restaurant, and him and one of his friends, they're right there by the door. He said, hey, Cal, you got up and said, I've been watching your channel for so long and blah, blah, blah. And, and I was, once I went upstairs, me and Marilyn, I thought to myself, I would love to talk to Gio and ask him, do you put up with the shit I put up with, man? Has anybody ever filed serious charges like that against you? Not once, but twice. Are people trying to get rid? Why are people trying to get me out of the Philippines, man? Yeah, it's really bad, honestly, when you think about it. I mean, am I all that really, guys? Am I all that to be wasting your time doing that stuff too? But see, my take on the vitality thing, Stevens, let me say this. I used to disagree when people was like, man, foreigners, they really going to mess it up. They're going to mess the Philippines up, or they've already messed it up, right? No, they're telling the truth, guys. You can't change the Philippines, right? But you can change their perception of us. And we've done that. Okay? Pretty soon, Americans, we're not going to be able to go anywhere. We're messy, man. We're full of drama. Okay, I don't know what it is about us. It's in our makeup. But what he did was the worst I've ever seen. I mean, in my over 16 years coming back and forth to the Philippines, he should be punished. Not 20 years, but yeah, he needs to be punished, right? But it's stuff like that, and there's stuff like people, these invisible trolls filing false charges against me, and then you got other vloggers over here fighting each other. Not only are they fighting in the street, but they fighting in the barangay hall, meaning, lobbing charges against each other. And Filipinos are like, hey, this is too much trouble, man. We're contaminating their culture. Okay? With this whole matrix type thinking that we've got. We think we can just go anywhere and just take over and run, That's America's attitude. How many bases we got and how many countries around the world? That's a part of our thinking. We think wherever we go, we're in control. People are getting tired of that. Yeah, they're getting tired of it. That's all I'm saying. How in the world, though, am I going to file slander charges? Who am I going to file them against, Stephen? Okay, if these are invisible people. That's the problem with being outside the United States, where you have no due process. You have no right to confront your accuser. Somebody can just file charges, and even though they let me off, I got to sit there and get grilled. And the ladies looking at me like I'm guilty. You know. Yeah, they got slander laws if you know who's doing it. He said, how was that Popeyes? Honestly, man, it wasn't. Okay. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I guess, I don't know. It just wasn't. It's not, I guess nothing's like the original. Okay. And then, of course, Filipinos, they're always going to put their touch on it anyway. Like with they've got these apple pies and everything like that. But, they put sugar and everything on the outside of the crust. And, they're going to put their own little take on it. But I had the 3-piece chicken tenders, and they were cold, really. And remember, one thing I like about Popeyes is the biscuits. They didn't have the biscuits. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to ask them. I don't know what. I'm not going to waste my precious time. Life is precious. Okay, y'all see what happened in Terminal 1? Well, they're just standing there. I'm pretty sure if you go to Terminal 1 and you're flying out, that's where most of the OFWs leave. I'm pretty sure, the families are there. They're seeing their loved ones off as they go overseas. And the little 5-year-old girls run over by the SUV and kill. Well, I don't know if it's a girl or boy, but 5-year-old and a 28-year-old. The girl here that got ran over and killed. Okay. The boy that got killed in Cincinnati. Then the sheriff deputy got killed. All of that goes to tell us how precious life is, but we're not listening. Okay, we'll waste our time doing something like that. Okay, we're too distracted to really enjoy life. But I'm not. But I wasn't going to let that I wasn't going to give them a pass. But y'all don't understand, a lot of times when I be on here, and y'all want to go back and forth with me, y'all don't know what I go through behind the scenes. I'm not I don't want to say, you see the victim mentality. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't know if anybody else deals with that. Yeah, I got swatted. But it wasn't because somebody called the SWAT on me. The damn detective wrote the wrong address down. See? So when that guy ran up, when he got so angry, because actually he's going to have a defense. Whether it works or not, I don't know. But he's going to have a defense. Because he was out of his mind. They showed him that video of that police shooting his son down, and he snapped. And he says, okay, y'all kill my son, I'm going to kill one of y'all. That's exactly what he did. And that's right where I was. When them people ran in my house by mistake, never apologized, tore up my house. had me down like this, man. I don't know if you had just one wrong move and I'm dead. It was actually right here. Some days I can still feel that damn AR-15 on my head. I was hell bent on the revenge. I was gonna kill police. I don't care what none of you say. Luckily, I didn't have a gun, cause I would have went out that night and shot an innocent police. Okay, I was gonna exact my revenge. Hey, what's up? It's not no women reporting me. Come on, man. No women reporting me. Filipinos don't play like that. See some foreigners doing that. Oh, damn. Filipinos got more better things to do. They're so much more mature than we are in certain aspects. Yeah, they have changed their perception. We changed it. We can't come over here and kick back and relax on the beach and, enjoy their country and their hospitality and everything. It's always got to be something. Americans, we're messy. I don't care what anybody says. It's just, and then in the times that we're in now, with this mega and all that, man, it's like, why y'all so afraid of black men? We make up just a tiny percent of the population. I mean, what are you afraid of? We don't have any atomic bombs or anything like that. And the power that we got, we don't use it. Hell, we too busy fighting ourselves. Hey, what's up, Blizzard Broad? It's just that it would be different if I saw somebody else going through it. As much as that's just the tip of the iceberg. Okay? It's embarrassing you got to sit in front of these people and explain yourself on those type of charges. Exploiting Filipino women, human trafficking, all that other kind of stuff. It's crazy. What's up, Lonnie? Yeah, it was just what it was. It wasn't hot, man. It wasn't crispy. You know how, come on, guys. Y'all know how Popeyes is. It may take them a while. No, he said because they'll put you in jail. Now, what they probably could have done is, what they normally do is stop you from coming into the country. See, that's immigration. They're the front line. They're the ones who let you through. See? And then I would just had to, use my round trip ticket and go back home, change it some kind of way. Thankfully it didn't happen though, but I'm pretty sure maybe it happened to somebody else. I mean, that's why you have to stand up so it doesn't happen to somebody else. But we just cower in the shadows. Guys afraid to tell the stories, afraid to say if they having problems over here or whatever it is. It's going to happen to somebody else. That's the reason I came out. Look, it's been a week, man. I held that for a whole week. I didn't even tell Merlin till this morning because she's going through all that kind of stuff already with her friend. The funeral is the 14th. I didn't want her worrying. Hey, Sonny D, thanks for that super chat. He said, when I was in the Navy, I used to hate coming off the ship and drinking with other Americans at the ports. It's just, we're messy, man. I don't care what anybody says. We've got this attitude because remember, man, we're only 4% of the population. Most of us don't go anywhere outside of America. We don't travel, meaning we don't go overseas. We don't go to Europe. We don't go to Asia. We don't go to Africa and places like that. We'll go to Jamaica and, the DR and different things like that. We don't go anywhere. So we have a real limited view of the world, a very limited view. Yeah, man, you know, he says, it's a blessing being Sunshine Shoulders. You're a real one. Immigration know you're a real one. That's why they let you in. It's just unsubstantiated. They saw in the history, I'm in the system, which that's not a good thing, really. You really don't want to be in there, but the NBI guy told me what to do, so I'm in the system. And they could easily see these people have tried this before. Yeah, we're good. Good for you, Bird. I'm not messy. Okay, I'm just not afraid of people like you. Okay? Who think y'all run every goddamn thing over here. Think you run the fucking world. Kiss my ass. Think about you guys over here like America belongs to you. Get the fuck off my channel. You got time for that. That's why they don't like me. I don't care. They know where I'm at. No. Sorry. I said black men. Okay? So take those official numbers and stick them up your ass. I said black men. Yeah, so that would mean black people would constitute double that. But either way, it's a small percentage. Okay? For y'all to want to put and keep your foot on our neck and wonder what we're doing every minute, every hour of the day. Now you got this orange-faced bastard in there. He's going to get some of y'all's ass kicked is what's going to happen. He's going to get some of y'all whooped. Okay? But anyway, before we start on this, I see where the United States offering illegal aliens $1,000 to deport themselves. Now, if I'm an illegal alien in America, okay, do you really think I trust this administration and say, hey, come forward, we're going to give you $1,000 and a ride home? Okay, but what this is, see, okay, remember, I'm old enough to remember in the 80s and 90s when this war on drugs was really fired up. It was really a war on black men, really. Okay, I'm old. Every black man was a damn drug dealer back then. Okay, we were being stopped, frisked, harassed, and everything. Now it's the immigrants. Okay, they're saying, oh, we're trying to protect the border. So now it's a war on immigrants, really. So if you don't look black, if you don't look white, man, you coming under scrutiny in America. Okay? It just gives them an opportunity to stop you and harass you. This is why we got to stand up to this. There's no due process. You can't look at somebody and say, oh, he's a drug dealer, no more than you can look at somebody and say, oh, he's illegal. But this is the power they think they've got. Trump ain't got that power. Immigration doesn't have that power. But if you stop and harass enough immigrants, you're going to catch some of them in the well. Meanwhile, all the other people you harass, they get no apology or anything. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. See? Now, he's offering $1,000, he's going to give him $1,000 to go home. Yeah, right. Crazy, right? What's up? Cal what? He should be coming on here talking crazy. You try your best, man, to tolerate this stuff, but at some point, I'm a human being. They're not gonna keep on poking me. Okay, they're gonna be sorry. Hey, what's up? Yeah, he said, yeah, that's chump change. But this is the way they think in this administration. They think like third graders. Now, who's gonna go for that? And then how are you gonna find me anyway? I've been firmly entrenched in the U.S. for decades. How you gonna find me? Okay, Angelo, take care. And I'm watching you, Brian, because I know you're a mega self-deportation. Okay, what's that going to do for you, Brian, if they get rid of all the immigrants in America, illegal? Are you going to go out there and pick strawberries? What are you going to do? Okay? It's not going to happen. Y'all dreaming. Just like they're not going to bring those manufacturing jobs back, dude. Okay, you dreaming. It's not going to happen. Yeah, but see, they got that attitude over here that, they're the Philippine police. It's a lot of people over here. They don't understand that's disrespectful. Let the Philippines do their job. The authorities, they know how to police themselves. They don't need your help. But a lot of these guys come over here, they're nothing at home. Or they sit behind the computer, they're nothing. And they want to police YouTube, the Philippines, other expats. No, we got to push back against that, man. Y'all need to sit down somewhere. Okay, I'm sorry. But he says, I used to work with immigration. We dropped off, and when they left the plane bus, they would say, see you next month. Getting into the country isn't as difficult as you think. Okay, but the Constitution says every person has a right to due process. It didn't say just Americans. Everybody. It doesn't mean a trial. But if you're going to say, okay, these people are part of this Venezuelan gang, like Trump can't get that out of his mind. Like, how big is this damn Venezuelan gang if you're accusing everybody of being a part of it? Like, how big is the damn gang? Okay? This is how they think. You got to prove it. Okay, you said that guy was MS-13. Well, give him a hearing. Prove it. The man doesn't even have a police record. He's never committed any crimes in the United States. He's under protected status here. But Trump is delusional. Somebody photoshopped MS-13 on his knuckles. And don't you know this knucklehead? He really thinks that that's real. The people are telling him, see, I'm going to tell you something. If that would have been me interviewing that guy, I'd have gave it to Trump. I wouldn't have said, oh, let's move on. I'd have told him, dude, you delusional. Somebody photoshopped it. No, I'm not going to bow down. That's what they want you to do. I'm not capping. I'm not capping, Rashad. Step your game up like I told you the other day. You don't know. Do you think America's just black and white, dude? Okay? Step your damn game up is what I told you before. I'm a licensed professional. I don't worry who comes in the country or not. Okay? But you're talking about immigrants. Are you talking about illegal immigrants? How do you know they're illegal? What makes you think they're illegal? Okay? You was talking about, they hired a Latino over you. Okay, well, he was a better candidate. You can't get mad at him. Okay? Step your game up. Do something else then. Start your own business. No, you get caught with drugs over here, dude, you're in trouble. Okay, so, but here's what I'm saying. What jobs are they taking? This is the thing that you people don't understand. Okay? Your ancestors are in America illegally. Okay? Give them a pathway to legal status then. if they've been over there all those years, never had any problems, anything like that. You think just kicking them out, that's racist, man. That's what that is. That's racist. Because you're not fooling with them Ukrainians and Europeans that's coming over there illegally. You focused on the brown skin illegals, Venezuelans, Cubans. You focusing on all that. You're not focusing on those other people that's coming over there. Okay? Canadians, by the way. Well, I just don't understand why for all these years they want to keep their foot on the neck of the black man. What are they so afraid of? We only make up 6% of the population over there. And of the 6%, just say 1% or maybe of the 6% or something like that. You know, a lot of them are gay. They're not even looking for a woman or anything like that. But they give us so much attention. You can't look at people and tell that they're illegal or not. And this is the problem I get. Y'all want to ship people over there with no due process. That's what's scary about. That's what's scaring me. Yeah, I'm south of Manila. But the good thing about the Philippines, because he asked me how far am I from Manila, is you're only, man, an hour and a half from anywhere, really, basically. Unless you go into the furthest tip of Luzon, or you're coming from the furthest tip of northern Philippines, going all the way to like General Santos or something like that, the southernmost tip. Then you may be looking at 2 hours. But most of the places on an airplane is pretty short, like from Bacolod, which in a van, it's only like an hour and 15 minutes from here, if you take the VR. Then if you get on the plane to Manila, it's only an hour. We flew from Bacolod to Clark, it was 55 minutes. Okay? So it's not. But I'm trying to say, okay, what are the people, how these immigrants are hurting you, first of all? That's all I'm saying. I've got a friend here. His wife's here now, but I don't know if he's here yet. Real good guy, Alan. That's all I'll let you know his name. His father, now they're paying $18 to $19 an hour for you guys who keep talking about, oh, they're taking our jobs, and they don't have enough people for the jobs. Because Americans don't want to work. We entitled. We don't want a lot of Americans, too many of us rather, not all of them, to where this man can't even stock his factory with workers. And they're paying $18 to $19 an hour. Okay? The guy who's sitting in the Oval Office right now, it's a hypocrite. Look at how many illegal aliens he probably employs right now, guys. And all of his cronies. Without them, they couldn't have these companies. You see the farmers, you see construction down in Florida, damn near came to a halt. Okay? We already know, but they're not focused on them. They don't have to worry about that. I guarantee you go to Chicago, there's a lot of Polish immigrants, illegals over there. And Ukrainians are different ones like that. Okay? And just like they said, 99% of the people he's trying to deport have a less He's got a worse criminal record than the people he's trying to deport. Yeah, see, I'm just saying that the guy in Cincinnati, okay, even though people are going to be, they want you to believe, it depends on who you talk to, that a police's life is more important than this young man that they killed, his life. His father and his family's not supposed to be upset that he got killed. Oh, he's a thug, they said. The gun wasn't fired. If you believe the police chief in Cincinnati, they say, oh, it all happened in 6 seconds. Okay, so you're going to be judge, jury, and executioner in 6 seconds? No due process at all. These police are cowardly, evidently. All they had to say is, oh, I fear for my life over there. Okay? But this man took matters in his own hands. He's like, okay, you killed my son. I'm going to kill one of y'all. And that's what he did. So it doesn't matter whether you agree with what he did or not. You got to understand, okay, where he's coming from. But see, this is where you're wrong. Most people who have YouTube channels, they don't have any problems with Collard Will. Okay? This is what you don't understand. Do you understand the style that you got a YouTube channel? Whether you make videos or not, doesn't mean anything, but you got a YouTube channel. That's why you're able to comment right here. No, you've got to get popular. You've got to have a following. People got to be jealous of you and hate you for what you're saying, being outspoken. You know, and all that stuff. And I only deal with it like that. They don't come over my house. When I travel all over the Philippines, they don't bother me. They sit behind a computer and do it, or a phone. Okay? I'm not going to give them that much power. I'm not like you. I'm not going to run and hide. Okay? It's something called free speech. You know, there's nothing illegal about what I'm doing. Okay? Y'all putting all the onus on the YouTuber. Not these clowns that harass us. Well, I'm not misinformed. I'm saying, okay, prove it then, Lamar. How you going to prove it without a hearing, without due process? Okay? I'm not misinformed. If you're going to deny due process to one person, you're denying it to everybody. Okay? This is what you don't understand. Found out he was the man's never been in any trouble. Okay, so what? He was in a gang member. Take him to court and prove it, and send him back. You're going by what you heard on Fox News. You don't have privacy. You don't have privacy, dude. You don't have no privacy. People know you here. No, it's not the law. The law is due process. Okay? The fact that he's going after that southern border, as hard as it is racist. And he's trying to wipe out black history, that's racist. Okay? You don't know what racism is. I don't do hypothetics, dude. I don't do hypothetics. I'm here legally. Okay? I'm sorry. And there's no way you can tell if somebody's legal or not unless you give them a hearing. You don't have that kind of power, play dog. You, the MAGA chief, none of y'all. Yeah, yeah. He said if they run when ICE pulls up, they're illegal. Okay. It's already been proven. That's junk science. Whenever there's a level playing field, people are equal. It doesn't matter what the color of your skin is. If you think your color of skin makes you somehow more entitled, more intelligent, and all of that stuff, you're crazy. No, I'm just saying. Okay, when you're saying an immigrant, see, this is why y'all are so ignorant. Why don't you put illegal in front of it if that's what you mean? Because if he's there legally, then it's fair game. Figus one. Okay? This is what I don't understand. Just because somebody's an immigrant doesn't mean you're supposed to discriminate against them. Okay? They ain't gonna take money out of your pocket. It's never taking any money out of your pocket. The tariffs is taking money out of your pocket. You don't have a problem with that. Y'all just looking for an excuse. Step your game up, like I said. Okay? If a black man with a high school education can make it over in America like I did, surely some of y'all can. Okay? But no, y'all don't want it. Y'all want a handout now. Y'all mediocre and you're using that as an excuse. A lot of you don't even have a fucking education. But now you want to use the immigrant and the DEI and all that other stuff. Look in the mirror. Get yourself together. Okay? Crazy. It is a big distraction. They looking for a handout though. You're already getting a handout. Black people only make up 13% of the population. We're not the ones getting all the food stamps and all that. Yeah. And all the Section 8 and all of that. And we're lazy, like he said. You're not going to do it. You just want something to sit around and argue about. That's all you want to do. I've been through all that before. He said we've all been had by these distractions to keep us divided and chasing money just to spend it frivolously. That's all it is, man. Okay? Illegal immigration it's a part of the United States, okay? When you're a country that's 4% of the population and you may or may not control anywhere from 25 to 40% of the Earth's natural resources or the resources, period. There's going to be people trying to get over into your country. Okay? It's always been that way. And it's not going to change. All of a sudden, because of who's in office, it's become a big deal. If you look at millions and millions, every administration has sent back millions of illegals. And what's it done? And here come millions more. It doesn't matter. See, what's going to happen is you guys, y'all going with Trump. Trump's only going to be in office 3 more years. Then what? But you're still going to be in America. They ain't going to do no physical work. Them guys won't. So what do you want to work for? With a high school diploma. What do you want to work for? They're not giving us a living wage either. The federal minimum wage paragraphics is $7.25. So you're going to blame that on illegal immigration? Or are you going to blame that on your congressman and your president and the Supreme Court over there? What are you going to do? Okay? That's all I'm saying. Hey, Confident Voice Speaks. Thanks for that super chat. He said, we have a country of fanaticals. Americans are always looking for someone to look up to, do stuff for us, and praise. Scratch my head. Ants mentality. Yeah. Or blame. You didn't put that on there too. And blame. You know, instead of pulling themselves up by the bootstraps, they want to blame somebody. Oh, it's the black people. They're taking our jobs. Y'all don't remember y'all was saying that about us? We were taking your job. Now it's the immigrants taking your job. Well, they're not going to pay a living wage anyway. Yeah, he says a lot of folks in the world need an excuse for why they're not doing too hot, and targets that can't argue back are a lot easier. Thank you. This is all it is. Illegal immigration never stopped me. Okay? Anybody that's got some type of ambition, it's over there for you in America. There ain't no illegal immigration going to stop you. You stopping you. You're using that as an excuse. Yeah, that ain't going to happen, man. You know, they looking for an excuse. That's all. Imagine some of the poorest people in America voted for him. Trump cares nothing about them. None of his policies is going to do anything but hurt them. But they like him because he's speaking their language. Okay? Yeah, they don't. Facts don't. They don't like facts, Johnny. This is the problem with MAGA and people who support him. Facts don't mean nothing to them. Look at the first 100 days. Y'all see what the grade they're giving him? An A+. Really. The man sit there and told him 7 times, dude, that MS-13 was photoshopped on his knuckles. He's getting mad. This guy's demented, man. That's their leader. It's our leader. People think I want to see him do bad. That he's our president. I don't get anything out of that. Yeah, well, I believe it's because of this camera I'm using. Um, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it. You know, I don't know what kind of. Okay, a lady did. She asked Chat GPT. She said, "What if black people, if all black Americans left America, what would America be like?" See, they want an all-white America. They don't realize that. Be careful what you wish for. Okay, you tried that already. Nobody was watching the NBA when it was all white, the NFL and all that. Y'all don't realize those days have come and gone. Okay, so that makes it right because Obama did it. Does that make it right? We've got a constitution, man. You cannot. I don't agree with any of them. Y'all think I pick on Trump? I don't like Biden. I didn't like Obama. I didn't like Bush. I didn't like any of them, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, because I gotta pay my bills. Okay, and so do you. You can't even tell me who's on your school board, but you want to worry about Obama. Name the people on your school board without Googling it, or your city council, or your state representatives. Yeah, you can tell me who your mayor is and who your governor is. Name 4 people on the Supreme Court without Googling it. You can't do it. They got you distracted. You worrying about stuff you don't need to be worried about. And when I come on here and tell you about it, you get mad. That's why they file false charges against me. It don't matter wherever I go, you're not going to shut me up. But you don't know. You worrying about the wrong things and the wrong people. You're looking for an excuse. You know. He said America has a history of using people for their labor. And when the labor only asks for fair compensation, it's open season on them. They don't realize that illegal immigration is part of America and it's not going anywhere. I don't care how many people he sends back. He's not going to be able to send them all back. And it's not going to affect your mentality. If you're lazy, getting rid of illegal immigrants is not going to make you ambitious all of a sudden. Okay? You know, if you got a job that a monkey can do, then guess what? An AI replaces you or they got an illegal immigrant replacing you, then don't blame them, blame yourself. Okay, if you're sitting there putting round pegs in round holes all damn day, okay, and your job is easily replaceable, see, that's entitlement. They think, oh, you're supposed to let me work here for the rest of my life. No competition, you know. Y'all have no idea what's really going on. Yeah, that's what you say. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. First of all, you're not going to get pulled over. If you're white, look up the facts. Okay? According to the FBI, white men are 4 times more likely to have guns, drugs, and paraphernalia if and when they're pulled over. But guess what? Black men are 4 times more likely to be pulled over on suspicion of drugs, guns, and paraphernalia. This is facts, but y'all don't listen to the facts. You're not going to get pulled over, dude. They're not pulling over 4 white men in a car. That's just America for you. It's not going to happen. Okay? Well, here's the thing, though. Don't take my success for granted. Because I surely don't. I had no idea, okay, that I would have a channel that would, you know, catch on and gain some traction and stuff like that. Nobody does. If they tell you they do, they're lying. But what you're saying is, you're blaming me for my success. I'm sorry. It doesn't give them the right to come after me. Okay? If people don't like you, there's nothing I can do or nothing I'm going to do to try to make them like me. There's people on your job that don't like you. What are you going to do? Get another job? You're going to keep running from job to job, but Colin, I'm cut from a different cloth than you. I don't think that way. Okay? It's a free world as far as I'm concerned. I'm not doing anything illegal. Okay? If that's the way you want to look at it, I'm not going to let people silence me. That's what they want you to do. Don't speak up. Don't do anything. Stay out of the way. Meanwhile, they fucking up the country. But people like you are just standing around doing nothing. Oh, I'm low key. Yeah, you low key doing nothing. That's what you're doing. So I don't apologize. I'm here now. Okay, deal with it. Okay? I just try to tell you, I could have kept you in the dark. But I want you to know what these ornery, low-down cocksuckers be doing. Okay? Meanwhile, you come on here with your bullshit. It don't matter that I got real haters. It don't matter to you. You just want to make your point. You know, that's all I'm saying. That's the reason I tell you guys that stuff. Just come on here and deal with the topic or whatever it is. Hey, Juice, he said, some people in America, possibly most people nowadays, want instant success, wealth, without any effort. People enter new jobs expecting to earn as much as someone that's been there 20 years with education. Thank you. This is the whole problem right here. Or they have no education. They have no training. Most of the people watching me right now don't read the last book you read. You're not doing taking any type of training. You're not doing anything to improve your life. But you want all the fruits of life. You know, you want America just to give everything to you. You want it to come to you. There's a reason why there's a 1%. and then there's a 4%, and then there's the rest of us. Okay? Because they do the hard work. Being successful is hard. Okay, that's the reason why these basketball players, they give them all these millions of dollars, and guess what? They're broke 5 years after they retire. Okay? Meanwhile, the owner's still rich. Look at Jerry Jones. Look at all the players that have come through Dallas since he's been the owner. Majority of them are broke right now, but he's still a billionaire. But they want it handed to him. Oh, we're being neglected. We're being ignored. No, you're not. No, you're not. But they'll tell you that racism doesn't exist in America. I'm 62 years old. I'll be 62 this month. They try to tell me what I'm seeing, living experience is not real. I'm making it up. I'm a victim. Yeah, right. I just don't put up with the shit, man. People, they're too passive. That's why nothing's changing. It's too passive. What that man did in Cincinnati, you watch what I'm telling you. There's going to be copycatters. It'll stop those people from shooting us and killing us. Okay, so easily. Y'all done seen the same video I've seen. There's a white guy with a gun. Drop your gun. It's like, you can hear people in the background saying, oh, if he was black, they'd have been and killed him. It is true. It's a mentality, man. He's sitting there walking back and forth from one side of the street to the other with a gun clearly in his hand. Because they know, especially out in those rural areas where the people know Jimmy, the sergeant on the police force, if you shoot little Johnny, we're going to shoot your ass. Where everybody's got guns out there. They're not afraid of the police like we are. That's why you very seldom see that type of stuff happening. Because they know there's repercussions. With the black community, there's no repercussions. Yeah, we'll scream and holler and jump around the streets for 2 weeks and then that's it. This man said, no, enough's enough. You kill my son, I'm going to kill one of y'all. And his life is no better than the life of my son. Do I agree with that? No, but I understand what this man did. Everybody who has any kind of sense can understand. How can you tell this man how to feel about his son? Because he knows that his son and the family is not going to get any justice because the police themselves. Very seldom when they're going to find anybody. You see, they already open and close the case. When you got the police chief on there telling you what happened and he wasn't there, okay? Yeah, the massive amounts. Massive amounts. But they only want to come around and deal with the people who are being seen. Okay, when I had, there was a time when nobody even bothered me. Andy Omar, I had like 500 something subscribers. Even Andy Omar made a video about me, praising my channel. Because he knew I wasn't on the radar. He couldn't get any clicks and views trolling me. They only troll you when you get to a certain notoriety. Where if they put Sunshine Shoulders in the title, people are going to click on it. Well, what's Calvin done today? What's he got to say about Calvin? It's the oldest game in the book, but y'all keep falling for it. Y'all know me. I have live streams. I let y'all in my life. What are they seeing that y'all not seeing? Nothing. I have meet and greets all the time. People know me. Filipinos know me. But y'all like to click on that stuff. Well, it's racist because you can't tell who's illegal and who's not. And even if it's not racist, it's illegal. Once they get over here, our Constitution protects them. Rich Brig 3. But this is what y'all don't understand. Y'all want to say just throw the Constitution out the window. it don't mean anything. I'm sorry, it does. Because if they can throw it out the window against an illegal immigrant, they can throw it out the window against your ass. Okay, it says every person should have due process. You can't take their property. You can't imprison them. You can't do anything like that. You can't deport them without due process. Prove it. Let me have a hearing. Okay? He said, preach, Cal. Both of my bosses are immigrants. They hired me because I was qualified out of all other races that applied for the same position. But see, here's the thing, like Rashard, he thinks because he's black and okay, he's an American, that's supposed to hire him over the immigrant who's more qualified for the job. He don't know if the man was illegal or not. If you mean illegal immigrant, put it in there, but he didn't. He said a Latino guy. Okay, so what's that mean? You think all Americans are just black and white? This is the sort of thinking we got. We dumbed down over there. Okay, this is the reason why so much stuff's going on right now. Okay, and people are standing by watching. 57% of Americans never read another book once they leave high school. That's a fact. We're 51st in the whole world in literacy, meaning the ability to read and write. Okay, 28th in IQ. Our infrastructure is ranked 8th in the world. Okay, it's falling behind because the rich folks aren't paying their share of taxes. They be on my case. They be ready to do, they be ready to take everything I got and you too, okay, if you get behind on your taxes. But these rich folks, they don't want to pay their share of the taxes. That's why we don't have a modern rail system. Amtrak. It's our rail system in America. Okay? I'm sorry. Hey, thank you, Aaron of Ishmael. Thanks for that super chat. He said, behavior is a function of its context and consequences. These people have become far too accustomed with deleting and mistreating us in America. And their father said enough is enough. Much love, Cal. He did. This is all he said. He did what a lot of people are afraid to do. Okay? But he has every right to act, in the way that he did. You can't tell that man how to feel about his son. I think he knows his son better than these damn police who killed him in 6 seconds. Okay? Now all of a sudden, they're going to paint the narrative. Oh, he's in a stolen car. He's running. He's got the gun. And they're already telling you the film doesn't show him pointing the gun at the people. And even if he did, okay, don't you know how you got all this bulletproof stuff on? Don't you know how to, what's your police training tell you to do? Run in front of a bullet? No, I don't hate America. I just speak what's on my mind. I was raised up in a family to do that. Okay? No, America ain't afforded me nothing. I work for everything I got, Brian V. You a damn lie. Now, okay? I've been working ever since I was 10 years old. I've never stolen anything from anything. Get your facts together. Ain't afforded me nothing. I had nothing to do with the wheel of life stopping and let me out in America. Nor do I have anything to do with the color of my skin, the family I was born in, or anything. But I took all of that and I work with it. Same as you. You just don't like to hear it from me. That's all. Yeah, you guys ain't never fought. They never fought for their country. Okay? I put my life on the line. Something most of my haters have never done. And will never do. Okay? But he's just going to tell me I don't. See, they think they got a power that they don't have. You can't read my mind. Okay, I'm sorry. Because I want better. And I'm saying what I'm seeing right in front of me, I'm telling you what I'm seeing. Because y'all want to be quiet about it. I don't hate America. I hate what's going on over there. You know, I don't know what you're afraid of me for. I don't have an atomic bomb. Okay? I don't know, but you got black guys too that do the same damn thing. He said these white boys are jealous that a black man done more than they have in their life. Fact. I'm not even going to look at it like that. Okay? Well, see, you've already, now you've got yourself deleted. Okay? You can't come on here doing that. Okay? The man ain't, you have no reason to, you know, as long as you're okay and you voice your opinion, it's okay. When you start attacking people, you got to go. Hey, Mr. Ray, thanks for that super chat. He said, Brother Cal, you were in the U.S. while I was enjoying those 30 days in the Philippines in April. Booking a ticket again in September here shortly. Yeah, man, I had to go back. And I'm glad I did, man, because it makes me appreciate what I got over here more. And lets me know I'm not really missing anything. Yeah, I miss my grandkids mainly. My kids are grown. I got 2 sons over there. But they're going to be okay. They're thriving over there. Okay? But yeah, I'm glad I went home. Because it makes me appreciate more what I've got over here. I don't know, but the thing is, if you say something that they don't agree with, then you hate America. Why do I hate America? What did I say that make you think that I hate America? Because I'm telling you what I'm seeing in front of my eyes. I'm telling you that the man in Cincinnati took matters in his own hands. He wasn't waiting for the courts, okay? Because he's seen that so many times. There's something called history, but history don't matter to most of you guys. It doesn't matter. You just think, oh, let's start right today and just forget about everything that happened in the past. It doesn't matter, okay? I'm sorry, it does. The man did what a lot of people should have did. What I was going to do, but I don't own a gun. When police ran in my house, they're thinking every black man who's living good, has a nice car, wears nice clothes is a drug dealer. All the man had to do was come around the front of the house and write down the right address. No. Oh, I got it the right one. I'm sure of it. And the SWAT team ran and terrorized my family. One of the reasons me and my wife ended up getting a divorce. Because I'm still not right after that. Okay? But they came in, they were so blatant, they were so ornery, and they never apologized. They just knew they had the right house. And then guess what? When they was at the deposition, when my lawyer was depositioning them, oh, we're just doing our job. We're just reading what's on the search warrant. And then you got the cocksucking judge over there, half asleep, one eye open, one eye closed, just signing off on these search warrants. Not even trying to see, oh, is it the real thing or not? Is it who we say it is? No. And then he gonna say, I hate America. Yeah, right. But I'm sorry. Yeah, I haven't heard one siren. That's why I told you on that one video. I said I'd rather listen to the to the to the roosters and the pigs over here than them sirens in your damn ear every 5 seconds. Anytime I go to that park, here they come, the sirens. you know. Yeah, they're going to give those people $1,000. This is how they think. They really think that's going to draw people out of the woodwork. They hear the man probably got a job, probably working 2 jobs, making $1,000 a week. But I'm supposed to come out, oh, give me that $1,000, okay, and then take me back to Cuba, where I'm gonna be eating rags and all that crazy stuff over there, Venezuela, where the inflation is 10,000% and all of that. Yeah, he said, your vlogs in Louisville have one siren after another. Yeah, because it's already going on. It's always something going on over there. But if you talk about it, you hate America. Yeah, qualified immunity is a whole other issue. This man said, I'm not waiting for all of that. Okay, now, he's going to have a lot of people that's going to applaud him. They're probably going to raise a lot of money for him, just like the right-wingers raise all that money for their heroes. You see the single mother that called the little baby the ninja word, they done raised over $1 million for her. But if you talk about that, oh, you hate America. Okay, remember the young boy that went to the Black Lives Matter rally and killed those people? They raised over $500,000 for him. Look how much money they raised for, what's the guy who killed Trayvon? Look all the money they raised for him. Okay? So yeah, they're going to raise money for him. They're going to be people that's going to cheer him on. It's like, oh, I would have did the same thing. You're going to shoot my son down like a dog, knowing good and well he's not going to get justice. Then you're going to drag him through the mud in court. And you don't even know my son. So that's okay. I'll be the judge, the jury, and the execution on this. Okay? Yeah, Zimmerman. Yeah, but I'm just telling you that that's what happens. But if we do it, oh, you hate America. They raised all that money for that woman. Look at it right now if you don't believe me. She called the little black baby a ninja. Yeah, they're not going to do that, but that's how they think. Now maybe if you offer them 10,000, maybe they'll come forward. But there's no incentive. They're making it sound like, oh, this is a great incentive. Knowing good and well, you're not going to be able to find those people. It's just like the drug dealers, guys. They parade the guilty people in front of the camera. All the people that got away and were found innocent and were falsely accused and arrested, they don't show. It makes you think that the police have these special powers. Same thing with ICE. They want you to think, oh yeah, we're getting where. Look at all these immigrants. Our policy is working. No, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not. But this is what they think. I'm going to give them $1,000. People are crazy, man. That's an insult. You might as well just catch me then. But these MAGAs on here, they want the people deported without due process. They act like, oh, well, the Constitution don't mean anything. And to most of them, it don't. You hear what Trump said when they asked him, well, what's the Declaration of Independence? Oh, it's just a declaration of love and unity. It's groovy, man. You stupid bastard. You don't even know what the Declaration of Independence is. That's an embarrassment. Man, it's demented. The President of the United States doesn't even know what the Declaration of Independence is? Come on, man. But they want to be on here talking about me, I hate America. Yeah, I hate that America voted this clown in office. Yeah, I'm disappointed that my president doesn't know what the Declaration of Independence is. Did you see the Oval Office now? What it looks like? A swap meet. Stupid. Crazy. He said only 4 people got wrenched today. That's pretty good for how far the chat is today. Thanks for being cool. Well, most of the people here, Michael Beecher Life, as you know, they usually are cool. You know. But I'm fired up today because people are coming at me like it's my fault. Like I should apologize for having a successful YouTube channel, and that gives people the right to file false charges against me. Okay? It's just going over into all the other subjects. That's all. You know, when most of my videos are about me, my life over here, and what I can do to try to help somebody come over here and acclimate to the Philippines. But I'm telling you that we are screwing up over here. The perception of Americans and foreigners over here is taking a hit. Not only with Vitale, we can't blame it on him. He was just the straw that broke the camel's back. You got the other Russian guy walking around with the microphone in Filipina's face, asking them, do you like it in the behind and all that stuff. That's disrespectful. But do you see anybody bringing him in front of immigration? No. I don't do anything like that. We don't care. Well, a lot of people, it's just like over here, I can't speak Tagalog. Bisayan, so what do you want? I'm not able to come over here? Some countries, okay, like a friend of mine, he stayed over here with his girlfriend. They're probably in Holland right now, or Denmark, or Holland, whichever one they're from. Well, before she can get approved for the visa, she has to learn German. Okay? But you know that that's not hell. Half of us can't even, half of Americans can't even speak English. That's just another, that shows you the ignorance of our country. When I'm over here in line and I'm speaking English, do you see Filipinos turning around in line, hey, speak Tagalog, I go home. That shows you how ignorant we are. Tiva Linder. Okay, thinking that, you know, that's just a stupid requirement that you're putting on people. Knowing good and well that once they leave the store, or Walmart, or wherever, the mall, you're never going to see them again. But you want them to speak English. This is like saying, well, okay, you got to learn physics then to be in America. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. Okay? I'm not saying, okay, I'll put it like that. I'll leave that right there. Okay? Because if you say any facts, you can't say anything against Trump. He said, being a black man, I lived in the U.S. most of my life. I went to college, joined the military, then a special deputy sheriff, then corrections officer, retired, and now living in the Philippines. I agree. Yeah, bravo, man, for that. See? And we need more people like you to come out and say that. Because they think we're all Pookies and Ray-Rays over here, and we don't bring anything to the Philippines. But you have people who will tell you, oh, keep quiet. Keep low-key. So they can keep on thinking that. You can do that without being boastful, without being arrogant. I did a video about all the good we're doing over here as expats. What other vlogger has done that? Because if you listen to all the rhetoric going on, you would think, oh, we're over here is taking advantage of people. We're not doing any good. We're not changing lives. We're not sending people to college. We're not buying houses and land and all that kind of stuff. Okay? paying for hospital visits, funerals, and all kinds of stuff. Okay, and just outright being nice human beings, decent human beings, helping wherever we can. Okay, remember they say, reach one, teach one, right? Well, every time you see a foreigner just about married to a Filipino, with a live-in Filipino, he's already helped improve her life. But we don't get any credit for that. We get no credit for that. That's all. He said, I called 911 to a bar managed for a patron suffering a health crisis, and a female paramedic who arrived talked to me so condescendingly from jump. It's common for black folks to experience this. I already know, but if you say that, Jews, they'll say, oh, you're making this stuff up. It's not true, they'll tell you. He said there's somebody right now looking to get that $1,000 and rinse and repeat. But they most likely will have both facial recognition and hand biometrics logged. Yeah, but that's not going to happen. They're not going to show up. Yeah, okay. Now imagine this, a draft dodger who's never served his country. First of all, he's the commander-in-chief, and now he wants a military parade. Make that make sense to me. But they're okay with that. And yet you want to chase down some old lady who might have been paid $25 a month too much on her Social Security. Y'all crazy. But then if somebody talks about it, you hate America. Yeah, exactly. They think they know more about you than they really know. You should see the emails I get, man. People think they really know me. Dude, all you got to do is sit down with me and ask me what you want to know about me. I'll tell you. As long as it's not too personal. But don't tell me how much money I got and what I've done, what I haven't done, and, who I hate, who I like. Don't do that. Meanwhile, they're not doing anything. Hey, Mr. Ray, thanks for that super chat. He said, Brother Cal, another misconception is that all foreigners come over there for a woman. I sponsor a child in a Makati orphanage. We put in 2 air cons for the home so 20 kids plus staff can sleep comfortably at night. Yeah, see, thank you. See, this is what I'm saying. Instead of being low-key like that, we need to come out and say, okay, look, man, I'm not over here chasing some woman down. Okay? Because they're going to look at you over here and be like, yeah, what's he doing over here? They're going to judge you right away. Oh, he's over here, taking advantage of these women. But here you are doing great work. We all do a lot of great work. Some guy told me that our channel hasn't given over 2 million pesos. I'm like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. We built houses and everything over here. You better ask somebody. And if you just want to talk about the influence that this channel has had, hundreds of millions of pesos. People coming over here, building. Okay, when I had my house built, mister, because I know you watching, you asked the engineer that built my house how many more jobs he got from my subscribers or people watching this channel to build their house. How many jobs did he get? At least 10. And they're not, budget houses like mine. Okay? A lot of money, man. He said Trump announced today that he's cutting Section 8 and project housing in the hood. Okay, but see, here's the thing, though. It's going to affect his supporters more than it's going to affect the people he thinks. He's an imbecile. He thinks, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, it's going to hurt some blacks, but it's going to hurt most of his supporters. up there in Appalachia and all that. Some of the poorest counties in all the United States that voted for him, who are on Section 8 and HUD and all of that. Food stamps and AFDC and all that. Don't even have medical care and all that. Voting for him because he's speaking their language. You know. Yeah, he wants a damn parade. They're okay with that. Absolutely. He said military parade. Now I'm just passionate. Don't get that confused. You know, you don't even know me. It's called passion. Get your channel. Let's see what happens. See how many people are going to come on there and listen to what you got to say. But you can sit behind there with the chocolate heels as your profile and talk shit all day. Y'all afraid to come forward. Okay? I should just have a panel, just me against my haters, but they won't come forward. They get power from being behind the scenes. Well, that's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Okay? Let him do that military parade. That's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. It should have already broke. Okay? When them shelves start emptying, you start seeing empty shelves over in America, but it's not going to get to that. The pressure is going to mount. He's going to withdraw all that stuff. You watch what I tell you. But let them shelves start being empty over there. Something that we've never seen before in America. By one man, he's responsible for that. You'll see what's going to happen. All hell's going to break loose. Yeah, all hell's going to break loose. Man, he ain't going to run nowhere. Crazy. Hey, what's up, Richie Rich? Welcome to the chat. He said, Cal, I don't always agree with you. Well, we don't have to agree, man. You know, we don't have to agree at all. He said, but I appreciate you and your channel because you just keep shit real about being out here in the fields. Yeah, you know, we can disagree, man, but you know, we still need to support each other. You know, because I'm gonna tell you, you know, when they come after me, that means they all come after you. You just aren't big enough yet, and you'll see. You know, because you got a good channel. Eventually, somebody's gonna, you're gonna piss somebody off. They're gonna be jealous of Ching or something. Okay, they'll probably try to come after her first. You know. But yeah, I appreciate you, man, and your channel. We need more channels, man. We need to tell our story. Okay, I was going to answer that question you had the other day because it was a good one on your community, but I was like, no, I bet not get in that comment section because here they come. But he asked the question, he said, what's the biggest mistake foreigners make when they start, you know, dating a Filipino over here? I was going to say, and this is the number one thing, is the logistics. They underestimate the logistics of dating a Filipino, man, and how difficult the LDR is. We think, oh, it's no big deal. I'm going to come over here for 2 weeks, have the time of my life, go back, and we'll see each other 2 times a year. It costs a lot of money to get over here, first of all, and to stay for 2 weeks. You're going to spend a nice little chunk of money. But that's one of the biggest mistakes. We don't think it all the way through. We just sit back and watch these videos and be like, oh, yeah, I want that nice-looking young lady, attractive. Have no idea the logistics. It's a long, long way, man. Okay? That's why people don't come. That's why people don't come. You don't have to worry about Pookie and Ray Ray coming over here because it's a whole lot in between the United States and the Philippines. There's a whole lot of other places they can go. Man, I flew from Chicago to Hong Kong 15 hours. I didn't even have a chance to even use the bathroom. I had to get right back on the plane and go from Hong Kong to Manila. And then once you get to Manila airspace, Philippine airspace, they want you to fly around for 45 minutes. But yeah, welcome to the chat, man. Yeah, I just be telling my story, man. I don't knock anybody. I don't troll anybody. I don't hate on anybody. 98% of my videos are about me. That's why people can relate. And when I was talking about, my channel really didn't gain any traction until I started talking about leaving the rat race and jumping off the hamster wheel, because there's so many people who want that. They can relate to that. They're tired of working. They're tired of working just to pay bills. Okay, they're tired of being underappreciated, not having enough money, and all of that stuff. They want a break. That's when I started gaining traction. It wasn't talking about long-distance relationships, women scamming men, the tune-up and all that stuff. It was none of that. It was only when I started talking about jumping off the hamster wheel. Because people are tired of working, man. I worked for 45 years. I'm talking about that's on the books. That's not, I started working when I was 10, selling candy door to door. But I worked for 45 years. No breaks. Okay? I think that's long enough. And then for him to come over here and say, America afforded me the opportunity to live in the Philippines. No, I work for everything I've got, dude. I'm sorry. That's not hate. That's called free speech. He is an imbecile. If he didn't know what the Declaration of Independence was, he's an imbecile. Yeah, he got chocolate healed, but he's talking stuff. That's what most of them are. They're going to come forward, man. Like they don't, I guess calling Joe Biden Sleepy Joe Biden, y'all forget that Trump is the one who started that birther movement with Obama. Okay? That's racist. Okay? Has he done it to any other president? Has anybody ever done that? Nope. Well, we already know, guys. Y'all don't understand this. Numbers don't lie. But if you listen to Fox News all day long, you would think we're the ones getting the AFDC and all of that. Okay? Cheating the disability. It was the lawyer in Eastern Kentucky. They got 20 years or 25 years. Ain't no black people in Eastern Kentucky for falsifying all them disability claims up there. Became a multi-millionaire doing it. It's not hate if it's facts. They just don't. Facts is what MAGAs don't like. I didn't see that. He'll show it again. We'll zap him. He said they ought to paint the tanks orange. Ain't no talking points, man. It's a fact. Yeah, we can collab. I just ask you one thing, and I'll come on your channel. You don't have to come on mine. Is that you protect me, man. When you see all that hate and stuff being spewed, get rid of them comments, man. See, otherwise, I won't do it. Because I don't like that stuff. My woman sees the comments and it really bothers her. It doesn't bother me. They say stuff about my kids and my family. They stoop to a level, man, that it's just unheard of. You got black guys doing it too over here. You know, I see them in your comments. The same black guys that talk crazy about me, they're all in your comments, letting you know that they used to be in my comments, Richie Rich. Okay, rubbing my nuts until I might have said something they didn't agree with. Now all of a sudden they my worst haters. Yeah, that's all it is. See, it takes a lot of courage to do what we're doing, and some people they don't have the courage to do it, so they're angry at you for having the courage to change your life. That's the extent of it. Trust me, man, I can't hate somebody I don't know. If Trump showed up at my house right now and said, hey, man, I need a drink of water, can I get something to eat? I'm going to give it to him. I don't hate Trump. I don't hate anybody. Nobody's that important. I'm sorry. And I was just raised that way in my family. You're not that, yeah, he said, it's a declaration of love and unity. It's groovy, man. It's stupid. But I'm not supposed to say he's an imbecile. But what is an imbecile? Yeah, if it's not just Fox News, it's all the news. Well, I believe that. But you saw, they didn't make it up. You saw where they asked the guy, the President of the United States, what did the Declaration of Independence mean to him? Okay? Had nothing to do with them twisting his words. It was straight out of the horse's mouth. He said it's a declaration of love and unity and respect. Go back and listen to it. That's what he said out of his mouth. He sound like, what's the guy who says it's groovy, man? What's his name? That's who he sounded like. And then he wouldn't let the guy go on when he said, hey, Trump, that MS-13 is photoshopped on his, it's not Photoshop. You know, he just kept going and going. Go back and watch it, man. You'll see that something's going on with Trump. Everybody can see, man. You can't, I mean, you see how perfectly written MS-13 is right there. It's not, okay, Trump, it's not on his knuckles. Now, like the guy said, well, the tattoos you may misinterpret that. You may interpret that as MS-13. I'm not an expert, he said. But that MS-13 on there is Photoshop. Trump would not let that go, man. Right. I see it. One of my other people have seen it. Yeah, they don't know nothing. You know, just like they talking about the judges deemed, found him guilty of being a member of the MS-13. Well, you got to understand there's a reason why they got the Supreme Court. If you don't, and the appeals court and all of that. But the Supreme Court is the court of the land. Okay? They said the United States has to facilitate the return of that man. Trump is like, no, I'm not doing it because he doesn't want to be proven wrong. See? He doesn't want to look stupid in front of his supporters. He knows that that's, when they say, oh, yeah, well, he's doing what he promised to do. Yeah, get rid of the immigrants. As if that's going to change anything. Just like, okay, I'm going to build the wall. Well, he loves to talk about Biden. He loves to talk about Obama. I don't like any of them, okay, because I know they're not really running anything. But the one thing about Trump is he's just like my mother says. I can deal with somebody like Trump. I like him better. I like dealing with him better than any of the others because he shows you really who he is. He's not trying to smile in your face and stab you in the back like Obama and Joe Biden. Remember, Joe Biden wrote that tough ass crime bill. Okay, he sponsored that. Really was a war on black men. They locked all them black people up that Clinton eventually adopted and destroyed a lot of those black families over there in America. But nobody want to talk about that. Yeah, you need that. You know, you're getting to the point where you need a moderator because you can't see everything. I'm glad you're on here because people think I'll be avoiding their. Hell, I got almost 300 people on here, sometimes more than that. And you see all these comments over here, they just keep coming. They don't stop. Yeah, I know that, but I don't mind the hate. I could deal with trolls, but it's when people start stalking you, making, slanderous videos about you, filing false allegations with the authorities over here. Man, these people over here are busy. Don't they realize, man, it's election time in the Philippines? Philippine authorities don't have time to be chasing down this bullshit, man. Have some respect for their culture. They're doing everything they accuse me of doing. Okay? They're busy as heck over here. The election is May the 12th, if you didn't know it. If you're over here in the Philippines right now, and wherever you are, stay put. I wouldn't even travel till after the election. If you're in Dumaguete, stay there. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here. The beach is calling me. But I know I better just stand pat until election's over with. That's my way of respecting their culture, man. They're busy over here. But they don't care. These old YouTube police and Philippine police, dick watchers is what they are. Pocket watchers, dick watchers, Hey, thank you, Vincible. Yeah, he said you can talk about me, but don't talk about my kids. They don't care, man. It's black guys doing that stuff, man. You're talking about my kids. They don't know my kids, man. They've crossed the line. I'll never forgive them. I wouldn't piss in their face if their eyebrows was on fire. They had nothing coming for me. I tried to help them. I tried to be friends with them. But no, you're not going to cross that line. One guy put my ex-wife on his thumbnail. I'm like, dude, why are you doing that? You got a whole family I would never touch. I won't even touch you. I won't even make a video about you, let alone your family. But see, when they come after them, it's another story. They can't take it. I've seen people come after him and the different ones. They can't handle it. But he's going to put my ex-wife. She ain't got nothing to do with my channel. Nothing to do with me. I have no respect for people like that. And when I'm in the United States, they ain't said nothing. Dude, because I can reach out and touch you. Or you can reach out and touch me. They'll wait till I come over here and start making those videos. Just like they waited till I left the Philippines to file those false charges. Well, it didn't work. Okay? And it's never going to work because it's not true. So if you want to do that, keep going. But I think more of us should tell our story. Don't let these people control the narrative. Don't let them scare you. So many people now in my comments, well, I won't start a YouTube channel. So you're going to let some invisible coward control your life. When you don't even have to make these videos to get monetized. Just to document your time abroad. I mean, how easy can that be? Let your grandkids, your kids look here. It's more than just holding up the little phone because you may not be with them. They can go on YouTube and say, okay, go on my channel. You can see when I was in Boracay or whatever it is. Or this is the woman that I'm about to marry. Instead of just telling them about it, you can see. But no, they're scared to death. Yeah, but that's because that's who they are. Trump is really who we all are, really. That's why I say that's the good thing about Trump. He's just exposing America for what it really is. That's who we are over there. 76 million, 77 million people voted for him. They think just like that. And if America could be all white, that's what they want. Okay? That's what they want over there. You know? Yeah, it's a big difference. That's what I got on here. Blizzard Abroad, he says there's a difference between trolling and making false accusations. I said, trolls are one thing. False charges are another. Okay? I mean, it's really getting personal now. Even if you take time out to make a video about me, it's getting personal. But then when you want to sit behind that computer and send off a bullshit accusations to immigration, knowing it's not true, it's unsubstantiated. There's no facts involved. All you're going to do is waste their time and waste money. They get a kick out of that. You know, but you can't win like that. You're not going to win. You're not going to shut me up. Yeah, Austin Powers. That's who Trump was. That's who he sounded like. Because you could see he really didn't know what it was. And you could see the response of the interviewer looked at him like, dude, you're the president of the United States? And you don't know what the Declaration of Independence is? That's who he was. Yeah, Austin Powers. It's groovy. It's a groovy document. Yeah, it was Austin Powers. Yeah. But some of these guys, I wouldn't piss in their face if the eyebrows was on fire because they ornery, man. All I've ever tried to do was be part of the YouTube community. You can't go through my almost 2,900 videos and find one video that I made about any other vlogger. Where we talk about some stuff in passing on my live streams and stuff. Yeah, we're just having a conversation. But they're not that important. They're not going to occupy any space in my mind. Life is too short. It goes by too quick. Okay? They're not that important, man, I promise you. Sorry. It was photoshopped. Stupid. Trump said that was MS-13. Y'all come up with anything. I'm sorry. Yeah. Everybody's not MS-13. Okay, even if he was, he's committed no crimes, none, in the United States. Okay? You're going to send him back over there without due process. That's how stupid you are. That's how low your IQ is. Dummy. But they don't think that these people should have due process. It says every person. It didn't say United States citizens. Okay, yeah, I just really got this. It was plug and play. I'm going to have to really read this thing. God's had given me one, man. It's really messed up. Well, it doesn't matter. But they haven't done that. They haven't done that, okay? And that's what I said, facilitated. They hasn't done that, none, okay? But he doesn't want to do it because it's going to upset guys like you who want a handout, who think that immigrants are your problem. No, you're the problem. Step your game up, dude, okay? You either oligarch or you mediocre when it comes to the men supporting Trump. There's no in between. You either a billionaire or you got nothing, basically. You're looking for a damn handout. And that's what you are. People ain't done nothing to you. That's the problem. Y'all get mad when they level the playing field. You won't, make America great again, like when the NBA was all white. Imagine that. Major League Baseball was all white. You couldn't even, no other color could play. This is America. But history don't mean anything to them. And some of those people are still alive today. But if you bring it up, oh, Cal, what are you doing? You're always talking about race. I'm just giving you facts. There was a time when black people, Asians, Latinos, nothing could play professional sports in America. Now, what's that all about? And that's how y'all want it. All you have to do is show up at the job. The police force, all white. Fire department, all white. Now, when there's a level playing field, as level as going to be in America, y'all can't keep up. Okay? When you got to compete with everybody, illegal immigrants, legal immigrants, blacks, women, you can't handle it. You still need a hand up. So you get mad. Yeah, it goes into another thing. Freedom of religion is part of the First Amendment. That's still freedom to either practice religion or not practice it. It's a whole lot more than just free speech, but we don't know. We don't read. Okay? We don't read. 57% of Americans never pick up another book once they leave high school. That's unbelievable. And then 80% of people who start a book in America don't make it past the first chapter. Y'all don't read. So how you gonna know anything? You're going by what somebody else tells you. Okay? That's how you like it. Yeah, man, nobody's going to help you more than me. I've got a history of that. That's facts right there. Okay? I built a guest house for people just don't come. But if they come, the people who come, they can stay there at no cost. You can eat at my table. Okay? What other big vlog over here that's on my level are bigger than me? Because I'm certainly not the biggest one. Because the guy says, oh, the nail that sticks out gets hit. Sorry, dude. I'm far from being the biggest vlogger over here. There's nails that stick out a whole lot bigger than mine over here. Okay? But what vlogger on my level or higher can you knock on their door and say, hey, man, can I stay a few nights at your house? First of all, you don't know where they live. First of all, okay? Second of all, you certainly aren't getting inside their house. They're not giving you anything to eat. They're not going to return your emails. They're not going to return your WhatsApp. They're not going to do anything like that. Because you're just a means to an end. You're nothing to them. I've never been that way. My channel started out the same way it is now. Ask anybody. Unless it's a troll. If you write me, I'm going to write you right back. Unless, I'm like, oh, it don't look right. Let me, like the guy in my Sunshine Shoulders Messenger. It was so out of the blue, and I'm thinking, this guy he must know something more than I know, than he's letting on to. He says, did you get through immigration okay? Now, after the damn nightmare I went through getting through immigration, this is what he asked me? He didn't say, oh, welcome back to the Philippines like most people are saying. I'm glad to see you back or whatever, are you glad to be out of the matrix? He says, did you make it through immigration okay? So I checked before I even answered him, I clicked on his profile. He's got this old crazy, first of all, of course, there's no picture of anybody on there. It's some type of symbol, and he's got 8 friends. I'm like, yeah, this is the dude. He did it. He said, yeah, traffic is crazy. I'm in Central Luzon. Yeah, we don't have much traffic here. That's why I love it here. Does he get, it's really slowed down here, man. But I'm retired. But people like when, Michael Beach Alive and a lot of Smiley and different ones who come over events, Greg, these younger guys, they'll come here for a day or two. But Greg, I give it to him. He's been here for a couple of years. He actually likes it here. But he travels all around. He kind of uses this as a base. It's just too slow for them. Okay? But no, I'm not passing up. I know Kamal used to think that. And Kamal, man, you should see this guy. He came to my meet and greet in Louisville. This guy's hair is perfect. And he does his own hair. He's been doing it for some time. I mean, really. I mean, this guy's hair is perfect. He said, I don't disagree with everything President Trump says or does, just like I didn't agree with everything Biden said or did. I want them to succeed for our nation. Thank you. Cal served and loved his country. Yeah, I don't listen to people who don't know me when they say, they reach, man. They be reaching. Oh, you don't love, you hate America and all that, right? They don't even know me. If they saw me, they wouldn't even say anything to me. Yeah, I said when you mentioned that two-man tandem, well, see, I would never do that. I tell y'all about the two-man tandem because people come over here thinking they're tough. You know how Americans are. We're tough guys. In front of the camera, behind the camera, we're tough guys. And we think we can come over and disrespect people, right? You're going to disrespect the wrong person, they're going to watch you. Okay, I see where he goes to that bakery at 7:30 every morning. And a two-man tandem is going to come by there and cut you in half. Okay? They did a German like that up in Manila. They never said, but it's usually something, personal. Very little random crime happens over here, guys. Nobody's going to pick up a AR-15 and go into, what's the name of the store here, the big store? Just say Save More. Or one of the malls and start shooting innocent people. Guys, that's an American thing. Where else does that happen? Okay? Now, yeah, some people blow each other up, but I'm talking about guns. They pick up a gun, they're going to church, they're going to mall, they're going to grocery store, they're going to school. It doesn't matter how old you are. Okay? The guy in, what was it, Newberry or whatever it was, killed all them first graders and kindergarten and elementary school people. I mean, like, dude, what are you thinking? What in the world did they do to you? Some of the most innocent people in the world. But when you bring it up, people say you hate America. I'm just telling you what the man did. But yeah, if you're anywhere in the Philippines right now, man, just stay there. Well, some of them, they all watching. They watch they're my biggest supporters. That's how they know. But see, what I'm going to do, I just haven't felt like doing it before. I mean, doing it right now, doing it again. I'll go through their videos and then I'll do copyright strikes against them. If you got anything on about my channel, okay, because I've done it before, okay, because that's the way you got to get back at them. And I'm going to do it now. Since they want to play hardball, I'm going to go through all of their channels. All you need is 3 strikes and you're done. And I know they better start erasing shit now. Because I'm going to go through, I'm going to shut them down. Okay? Yeah, but man, there's other people over here who have far more money than me, certainly vloggers, who are living better, okay, and everything. But they don't do the shit to them that they do to me. And if they did, I've never heard them talk about it. Okay? Because I doubt that they're doing it. Well, I always got to talk about it, though. I got to get it out of me. See, This is what y'all understand. I learned this in recovery. I don't carry that stuff around with me, man. Pressure bursts pipes. So just talk about it. Share it. How you really feel. Most of us are walking around like ticking time bombs. I'm going to hold it in. I'm not going to let anybody know how I'm feeling. No, I'm letting it out. That's why I let it out today. That's why I did the video. I held it a week. I could have held it longer. But I said I'm not going to give them a pass. But yeah, guys, thank y'all so much. I got to get off here. All your super chats, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shows. I truly appreciate it, man. And we ain't going to let the negativity take away from the good times we're living, man. Life is good. You know, and I think that's one of the reasons they come after me. Because they see that I'm living a good life and they're miserable. But all you have to do is just make a decision that I'm going to live life to the fullest. That's all you got to do if you're watching right now. If your life isn't where you want it to be. All you got to do is change your thoughts, man. Your mind can only occupy one thought at a time. So if you're thinking something negative, replace it with a positive. Okay? Put it out there what you want. And then start moving in that direction, taking baby steps. That's all you got to do. Getting mad at me and trolling me and all that's not going to help you. Getting rid of all those immigrants over there, it's not going to help you. Only you're going to help you. Okay? Nobody's ignoring you. Nobody's neglecting you. Okay? Just because you wasn't able to take advantage of all the advantages you've had, don't blame it on nobody else. Put one foot in front of the other. What the guy on, what was that? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Put one foot in front of the other and soon you be walking across the floor. Put one foot in front of the other and soon you be walking out the door. Take care, y'all. See y'all next time.